Alright, y'all, this may be a little difficult for you guys to take in, and I'm gonna ask you guys to stretch your imagination just a little bit. Imagine a 2K where you're grinding your badges in online game modes versus other players. We're talking about a 2K where your attributes mean way more than your badges. In other words, if you have good shooting attributes and you consider yourself a lights out shooter, how well can you do that without badges versus other players? And as you progress, as you take more and more shots in a particular playing style, you accumulate badges in online game modes. That's what we finna get into. What's good, AllCity fam? I'm AllCity, and thank you for tuning in. As always, before we continue this video, I would love to invite you guys to the #1 NBA 2K22 Discord. If you guys are looking for players to run with on NBA 2K22, join our Discord. We would love to have you. Now, let's get right into it. What do you guys really feel about the badge grind? In my opinion, the badge grind has become tremendously tedious. Although it's really easy, don't get me wrong. I just don't like the idea of players being able to grind offline for badges that make them so much better versus online players. And this is what I'm hoping to create some change with. Hopefully you guys could like this video and share this video and get out to the right people, because I personally believe that we need to have players going out there with just their attributes upgraded. Maybe you grind your attributes in offline game modes, but when you come out and play versus other players, we should all be on an equal platform. And we should not be able to have badges that make us so much more overpowered than other players out there, especially when players did not grind those badges in online game modes versus other players. I would love to hear your thoughts on this idea. I know this may not fare well with a lot of players out there because they really enjoy grinding their badges offline to compete online with overpowered badges, and I don't blame ya. I get it. I understand the logic. This is what we've been going through with 2K for years now. Grind your badges offline, just do the same thing over and over to get you some overpowered badges, or get you some badges that'll help exploit the 2K system or 2K mechanics, and then you come out and play versus online players. And this is what I'm hoping to create some change. Hopefully you guys could take in what I'm saying for just a second. I believe that if you go out there, you could grind your attributes offline, but when you come out, if we're all on an equal playing field and you don't have badges at your disposal, the second you get into online game mode, game will have more balance on the outset. Players that actually play good versus other players can accumulate badges as they meet certain criteria for those badges. So if you want finishing badges, then you'll put your driving layup and your driving dunk up. If you want like badges like rise up, then you put your standing dunk up. And the more you get standing dunks in online game modes, then you'll start to get badges like on bronze, you'll start to get badges on silver, gold, and Hall of Fame. But Hall of Fame needs to really mean something. All too often we're seeing Hall of Fame badges that aren't nearly as good as bronze badges, and this is where things get kind of foggy. You should not be having a Hall of Fame badge that doesn't allow you to play like a Hall of Fame player in that particular category. So this is why I'm thinking if we grind our badges in online game modes, whether that's Rec, Pro-Am, or Park, whatever the case may be, if you grind it in online game modes, then that means that you're good at that particular area, and people see you with particular badges, they know that you're going to be dominant in that position or that category of the game. So if you guys are demons on defense, if you get a lot of passing lane steals with just your attributes alone versus online players, then you'll get interceptor on bronze and work your way up the more passing lane steals that you get. I just feel like grinding in this way would be much more rewarding for the player, although it may be more of a long-term effect. This will help players want to grind through the annual cycle, and I think that's in 2K's best interest. If players are out there trying to get Hall of Fame interceptor, then it's gonna be a grind in online game modes. You shouldn't be able to grind Hall of Fame interceptor in an offline game mode. Just like players should not play against AIs and be able to get blinders on Hall of Fame and mismatch expert on Hall of Fame. The AI defense is very different and can be very easily exploited, and that gives the shooters a big edge versus the online defense. Allow players to get their shooting attributes up, and if they're able to take blinders type of shots and you make use of badges like mismatch expert, if they're trying to get badges like that, then they need to shoot against taller defenders or shoot with defenders on the side of them to get blinders. This is just a theory that I have. It may extend the life of the 2K annual cycle for each release. As we progress through the actual annual cycle of 2K towards the end, players that are actually grinding out there will seem much better on the court. There'll be a noticeable difference with players that have Hall of Fame badges versus players that have bronze badges. And this will help create the skill gap that has eluded 2K for years now. Grinders need to be rewarded. Casual gamers should have a place where casual gamers can play, but we should be able to see a huge difference between those players who actually invest a huge portion of their time into 2K and the casual gamer. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts on this idea. Hopefully you found this video helpful, interesting, or informative, and if you did, please consider dropping a like on the video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as we intend to have a ton of 2K22 content coming your way. I'll catch you guys later on the next live stream. Y'all be easy.